I'm Chad Douglas, continuing our Connect to Congress initiative with Illinois Congressman Darin LaHood. Congressman, let's talk about ongoing issues in the Middle East, specifically Iran. What are your thoughts on what's happening?
Iran is a terrorist country. Second of all, they are working against U.S. interests all around the world, whether it's in Lebanon supporting Hezbollah, whether it's in Iraq supporting the Shia militias, whether it's in Yemen supporting the Houthi rebels. They are working against our interests all around the world. Thirdly, we've seen two unprovoked attacks on U.S. interests, two on the oil tankers in the Straits of Hormuz, and secondly, on the drone. So I give the president some credit for restraining an attack. However, I think you need to be forceful with Iran, and I worry a little bit about drawing a line in the sand and not executing on that. So I think you have to be proportional. And I think the next time that they engage in an unprovoked attack or an attack that's provoked, that there will be a strong response. And we need to send Iran a message that this type of behavior and terrorism is not going to be tolerated.
Now that Mexico has ratified the USMCA, what does this mean for the trade deal in Congress?
Well, this is a win for the United States. This trade agreement would be the largest trade agreement ever negotiated by America. And I give the president and his team a lot of credit. If you think about it, in Illinois, over 40% of the products we grow, produce, and manufacture go to Canada or Mexico, our two biggest trading partners. And NAFTA was negotiated 30 years ago. This is NAFTA 2.0, called the USMCA. But it really modernizes many of our sectors, reduces tariffs, and helps products that we grow in Illinois. It's unfortunate that Nancy Pelosi won't bring it to the floor, and that's what's frustrating. If you take the politics out of this, this is a win for jobs, it's a win for workers, both union and non-union workers, and it's a win for the long-term sustainability of the U.S. economy. So we need to get this done. We need to take politics out of it and bring it to the floor. And whatever sector you look at, whether it's agriculture, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's financial services, whether it's technology, this is a win for the United States. And remember, lastly, the U.S. only represents about 4.5% of the world's population. We have to have markets, we have to have market share, we have to have customers around the world. And the USMCA will again put us in a position where we can export all of those things that we produce here.
You recently were part of the Illinois delegation that sent a letter to the FCC chairman about improving rural broadband internet. How much of a priority is this for you and your area?
Well, it's huge for our rural areas. You know, I see it all over in a district like mine, 19 counties, central, west central Illinois. I border Iowa and Missouri. And when I think about whether it's my farmers, whether it's my rural communities, we have to have connectivity. And you get connectivity with good broadband. And many, if not of all of our urban areas have it, but many of our rural areas don't. And that's a problem, particularly for whether it's education, kids going to school, whether it's businesses that need that technology to compete, whether it's our farmers that are in a combine and need to send that data back to their farm. This affects rural America as much as it affects urban areas. So I'm part of a coalition. We sent a letter to the FCC. This has to be a priority. We have allocated money that I have supported to help upgrade this. As we look at an infrastructure bill, that ought to be part of infrastructure, how we continue to have the best connectivity that we have in urban areas, in rural areas. And, you know, this is not a political issue. Democrats and Republicans support this, but we have to prioritize that. And we do that by, again, coming together and making sure that rural America is represented. And I look forward to continuing to be an advocate and continuing to get the resources that are necessary through the FCC and the appropriation process to have that connectivity.
Congressman LaHood, we appreciate your time.